Perfect. Well, hi everybody. I can't tell you, this has like been an amazing dream of mine to be here. I've been with Webflow a long time, so to be able to be at Virtual World Tour, I'm just like, woo! It's a big deal for me. So, as she said, I am Alexandra Renee Polstra. I'm also known as the Maven, but I carry quite a few labels. I got definitely a lot of labels. I'm a mom. I'm a business owner. I'm a professional napper. That's a really important one. And I am married to this handsome gentleman here. This is my husband, Joe. He works with me and also helps take care of our darling little angels here. These are my boys, Weston, James, and Sawyer. So I've got I've got a house full of guys, and yeah. So basically, that's a lot of fart jokes in one house. But overall, we're a really happy family, and we have a lot of good times together. So but on the professional level, I run a full service digital agency called All Maven. So we basically focus on branding, advertising, marketing, digital media, brand development, anything under the sun to help a business grow. And then an offshoot of that is actually my own personal brand, findthemaven.com. So I do a lot of consulting and I help people break down what I call barriers to greatness, whatever is keeping them from meeting their objective. And I do that with a lot of technology, a lot of resources, and so forth. And I do a lot of chamber things. I teach for SCORE. I love to help wherever I can. And it would not even be possible if I didn't have, my awesome crew. I've got an amazing team behind me for our borderless digital agency. We literally work from everywhere. I've got staff in California, Texas, Georgia, and today is an extra special day because it is the birthday of our Spielberg of sales, who has probably been the Maven with me the longest. So, I've got a great borderless agency. I've got an amazing husband. I've got a great family. I've got a very good life, right? So, things are good, right? Right? They're really good, and they are, but it wasn't always that way. That's not, how my career started. I didn't necessarily go the traditional route. And so to really kind of understand how I got here and also understand the title of this message called Freedom, we've got to go back. We've got to go back to like my college days. So, when I entered college, I graduated from Vista High School as an international baccalaureate candidate. So I graduated with really high marks. I got early acceptance into Texas Christian University, and I was majoring in criminal justice, or majoring in communications and minoring in criminal justice in Spanish. I thought that I would be like a high level exec, graduate early 21, by 23, be like a millionaire and, do all that, sort of thing. And, I thought that would be great. Except when I got into college, I was not really happy. I was banging my head against the wall. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? I wasn't really happy in my major, wasn't really happy with what I was doing. It turned out it was different than what I had expected. So I said, okay, what am I going to do now? Because, I've already spent a lot of time in school and, I need to do something different. So at that moment, I decide, all right, I know what I'm passionate about. I know what I'm really going to do. I'm going to be a film director. That's that. So that was my thing. I said, oh, I'm going to become a film director. I'm super excited about that. And, that's the reaction that I got from my mom. Like, excuse me? What's better than being, a 23-year-old multi-million-dollar exec? And I'm like, yeah, film director. And it was like, no. So I transferred schools again for the third time, and I ended up at Brooks Institute. And even though I thought, yeah, film director is good, Brooks was really not my thing. I studied film and video production, graphic design, visual journalism, photography. I studied all the creative things, that I love, because I've always been an artsy fartsy creative personality. But I also had a really important business side, which is kind of what I was really approaching at TCU. So I think what was happening was I wasn't getting my creative juices met at TCU. So then I left my business juices there and then popped over to Brooks. But that didn't work out so well. And I really didn't like the film industry. And then I also got pregnant. So I got pregnant and there was, bye-bye film career, because there was no way that I was going to work in that industry as, as a mother for what my requirements were. It was just too much. It was too hectic. And I was like, okay, I don't think that I can do this. Right. So, and, I had this little guy to think about. That's James, my first. And he's such a handsome and cute little guy. And I had him to think about, and I had to think that this was not necessarily going to be the career that I really wanted, to be involved in, being in family. So at this point in my life, I drop out of film school. So I've now been through 3 colleges. I had one more college before TCU. So 3 colleges, thank you, ADHD. And I had a mountain of debt, over $130,000 in debt. So my life right now at this point, it is what it is. I'm a single mother. I'm living at home. I have no degree, no job, no car. I have no savings. I got no man. So, it's looking not so great, but this is the point in time where I decide, I'm going to start a business. And despite all of those negative things, I was still really happy. I was ecstatic. And I remember posting on Facebook that, I've got no car, no job. I'm a single mom. And the reason I didn't have a car is because I got into a car accident. 2 people ran a red light and totaled my car. So I have no car, and I don't have a job, and I don't have any money. All I have is the settlement money from leftover from my accident. So that was really challenging. But I was happy mainly because I had freedom, right? I wasn't under anybody's thumb. No teachers telling me what to do. No bosses telling me what to do. I finally was able to really think about my life and think about what I wanted, because what freedom really is and what freedom's about is choice, right? Freedom is all about choice. When you can make a choice, that's when you truly have freedom. So at that point, I said, okay, what do I really want out of life? Okay, I'm at home, I'm young, I have an adorable little child. What do I want to do out of my life? So I basically created like a happiness checklist. I said, what do I need to be happy, right? So I needed the freedom to work, when, where, however long I wanted. That was really important to me. I wanted something that was somewhat disaster and economy proof, because I never wanted to be one of those people who lost their job because something else happened, right? I wanted something creative, and it had to be diverse. I'm an ADHDer, so I got to jump around a lot. I got to have a lot of fun. It has to be different. And it also has to be family friendly and, have a lot of mucho dinero, as I like to say, right? Because I want to make money, because I have a certain lifestyle that I would like to live, despite me not living that lifestyle previously and being very poor and on food stamps and just trying to get by. Luckily, I have an amazing family that was able to support me, but eventually I was going to have to find my way. And I also needed something that was going to help others make the world a better place, because it's very good, right? That's good for me. I want to be someone who makes an impact. I am so blessed. I thank God every day for what I have around me. And so I wanted to bless other people. So that was a really important thing. And then I needed something expandable, because, if it didn't meet my world domination criteria, then it wasn't going to be something I wanted to do. I wanted something that could grow and really expand. And then again, it just would fit my personality, right? Fit my personality in the way God shaped me. So I thought, I'll do something with design. I'll do something with tech, because I really love technology. I'm like a super nerd. I want to do something with entrepreneurship. And if I get something in all of those categories, then, it'll be just gold, right? It'll be gold. And so I thought to myself, okay, what is creative and diverse? What's also can be lucrative, expandable, but pretty flexible, good for family, and also good for the world. And I thought, all right, I'm going to be a designer, right? I'm going to have a design career. I have to do something. I'm going to make a design business, because design is used everywhere. Everybody needs design. Design never changes. And I thought, yeah, I got this, right? Nailed it, right? This is my going to be career. It's going to fit my family style, my lifestyle, and all that kind of good stuff. And then that's when the freelance journey began. So I started freelancing, doing a lot of graphic design, web design. I was doing everything, business cards, digital media, anything I could to help. But at that time, when people were coming, I would get repeat customers, but they would come back for a different business. Like they would have a hair salon one day and then like an offshoot marketing something the other day. And so I thought, okay, people don't necessarily need more services. They need someone who is going to partner with their business. They need someone who's going to bring them along and help them do whatever it needs they need to get done. And in 2013, that's when I founded Allmaven. And so, me and my happy crew at our first office, it was absolutely amazing. We had a ribbon cutting and, just having my whole family there and the community there, it was great because at this point now I felt like I was a part, and I felt like I was part of something bigger than myself. And that made a huge difference to me. So in 2013, I founded Allmaven. And, as business took off, getting more clients, working the local community, I was doing great work, but there were limitations. And there were quite a lot of limitations, especially when it came to web design. And, the biggest limitation I had was, I couldn't code, right? I couldn't code. I was building all my websites on WYSIWYG editors like Wix, Squarespace, Moonfruit, you name it. That's exactly what I was doing. And I was getting, a lot of places, but I couldn't do everything that I wanted to do. It was just really difficult. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I can learn to code, right? I'm a pull yourself up by the bootstraps kind of gal, figure it out. Everything in my life I've had to figure out because I've had more adverse circumstances, and I'm a hustler and I will get it done to get it done. That's one of the things that's really helped me to grow, is to be that person who asks a ton of questions. So I thought, yeah, I'll just learn to code. But I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I don't have time to code. Like, I can code a little bit. I picked up a little bit in film school and I thought, oh, that's so great. I'm happy. I'm coding. This is great. But like for where I needed to go, I was like, man, I can't do this. Like, I really can't do this. But I was missing out on so many opportunities. I was missing out. So I was limited with the types of sites that I could build. I became limited in what I could charge, right? Because I couldn't do as much. So I can't charge as much as everybody else. So that was really limiting financially. I became limited on the size of the clients that I could take on because I couldn't take on a client that was too large. And while I had learned WordPress, it had so many issues. And for the money that I was charging, clients didn't necessarily want to invest to, take it like the whole way. So, I had my issues, but I needed to do something different. Like something has got to change here. So I think to myself, okay, what's going to be modern? What's going to be new age? What's going to be easy to use, but could amplify what I needed to do? And every month I was looking for a new tool. I was looking for a better version of Wix or a Squarespace or a Moonfruit, something. What was going to be that next WYSIWYG tool that allowed me to build amazing sites for clients without having to code? And that's when, in 2013, I found Webflow. And that just changed everything, right? It changed everything because Webflow was a fully responsive design tool. And we did not have this on the market. I hadn't seen in my research anything else on the market. I know there were a couple that were approaching kind of like similar timeframes because this responsive movement was coming because of the mobile and digital age and people needing to adjust to the different screen sizes. But there was nothing out there like Webflow. And it really did. It really changed everything. But it didn't change everything immediately. So as you mentioned, I bumped into Webflow in like 2013. And in 2013, Webflow also had its limitations. There were certain features you can add. There was no CMS. There were, you can only put in like 2 pages, working on multiple pages. I still remember sending emails to support asking if they could increase the character limit for an HTML embed because I couldn't put a MailChimp form on my Webflow site. And at that point, I remember getting responses back from Vlad himself. So it's come quite a long way. And I mean, I even have, this is like my very first Webflow site I built for a local company in Carlsbad called Logic Copy Cares. So it didn't have as much, I couldn't really do as much, but it was still much better than what a lot of people were working with. what a lot of people were dealing with. And I thought, okay, this is great. And the client was really happy, and they had other projects because they had on a bigger company. So that led to me then, being able to do more. And then once Webflow increased and added all those wonderful features, now we've got interactions and CMS and all of those great things. Now I could do more. I had choice, right? I could add a blog. I could add scrolling images and sliders. It was fully responsive. I could add better SEO. I could do all of these things. So now that really allowed me to, build more fabulous designs, because I hated being limited by the other design tools. I could take on larger customers. I could do more intricate projects. I could increase the pricing. That was really, really important for me, right? I could integrate just about anything. So my specialty is SaaS. I love, online tools, everything. I probably use like 100 SaaS tools a week, every week on a regular basis, because I love it. And I've learned to master those things. And so when I was building sites for clients, I needed something that was going to integrate with all of these third-party tools that were really important. So I needed something that can handle that. And Webflow did that beautifully. So I absolutely love that. And then I didn't need to code. So there was no coding involved. And so I didn't have to pick up that extra skill. I didn't have to take all that time. I was able to cut my build time down in half, which was phenomenal. And I went from building $600 websites to $14,000 sites. So that's a pretty big jump, right? I mean, you're scrounging, you're trying to do web design. And I remember my first website, I only charged like $600 for it, 8 years ago or whatever. And, now it's like, looking at last month, I closed a deal for $14,000, and the deals continue to grow from there. And that's all because I have a tool that can allow me to do what I need to do. And not only did I have that tool, and I was now having the freedom, I was earning more money, I was growing, I was able to do more, build more, I was able to help others. And so through my experience, I founded a program called NEAT, which stands for Nonprofit Education Advancement Training and Tools. And our NEAT program is out there to help nonprofits do what they do best, which is serve others by providing free and low-cost marketing tools to them every single month. So because I had Webflow, and I now had this tool that cut my build time in half, allowed me to do more faster and more creatively, when it came to other clients, like the nonprofits in my local community, I could actually charge significantly less money and make a bigger impact. And so we were able to do things like power the North County African American Women's Association, helping young women of color get more funding for education, higher education. And that organization has raised tens of thousands of dollars more, all because we're able to give them the tools that they need, build better sites. Their organization is thriving. We are working right now helping orphans in Mexico have a place to stay, giving girls need the things that they need to further their education and grow. All, again, powered on Webflow. We're helping keep cancer patients in their home, right? These powerful websites help people to do what they need to do. They help them be found. We help the Veterans Association of North County, and Vance has, raised tens of thousands of dollars just because they have a well-designed site that can now be found online. And that's through the use of the tools that are available in Webflow. Collectively, the nonprofits in our program have earned over $150,000. That is a lot of money, and that is a huge community impact. And I really couldn't have seen myself doing it in the way that I did had I not had this very particular journey. And because I was doing well and I was doing a lot of things and meeting my goals, I even picked up a little bit of moolah on the way. Our company now has an investor, and we are so happy because that funding allows us to do even more. And we built him a website on Webflow as well as a thank you. So, I picked up a lot of moolah along the way. And at this point, I'm on cloud 9, right? We're now present day. Things are going well. And it's been nothing but an amazing journey. I think about where I was, 7, almost 8 years ago, being at my house, trying to raise my son, not having a job, not having funds. I didn't even own a computer. When I started my business, I borrowed a computer from my cousin. He got so mad at me because I put a separate identity on his computer for myself just to get my work done. Finally, I earned enough money to get my own computer to really start to grow my business. but I've come such a long way, and it's been an amazing journey. And it's been amazing to watch Webflow roll out feature after feature after feature, and to grow and to do all these things. But the best part of this experience was the community, right? That's the best part. Not just being able to impact my local community, but being able to be a part of the Webflow community. And I've met amazing people. I've met amazing designers. And I've just met an amazing group of people who are now all part of this no code movement. Like, that's a thing now, like the no code movement. I was ecstatic. And if we really want to help each other, we've got to give each other choice. And that's one of the things that happens in the Webflow community. We are all out there supporting each other, helping each other accomplish projects, giving each other options, figuring things out, right? Because when we give people choice, people have freedom. And that's really what the no code movement is about. It's about freedom. It's about leveling the playing field and giving people options to do things that they normally couldn't do, removing those barriers to greatness, helping people go forward in their journey so that they can advance their careers, make a better life for themselves, and then pass that impact on to others. And now, since we've had this wonderful experience, we're now hiring more Webflow designers. I'm in the Webflow designer Facebook group, and, I've been posting messages in there. We're going to be hiring new designers like next week out of this Webflow community. In addition to adding Webflow designers, we're expanding now more in the US because we're borderless. We can do more. It's fantastic. Webflow takes all the hassle out of that hosting and server nonsense, and everything is so fast. So I don't have to worry about, how people view their website in different states or places. And we're also teaching other designers to grow. So I am now teaching how I went from making $600 websites to now $14,000 websites for clients, so that they can have an opportunity to take that same journey that I did. And we're also starting several new businesses. So, when I look at the big picture, everything boils back down to freedom. And that's really what Webflow has allowed me to do and allowed me to grow, to help me make a career, make change, and impact my community so that I can live the life that I want to live and have my freedom. So I can't wait to catch you guys in the no code movement. I hope you're joining me. I hope you're seeing all the amazing things that Webflow has to offer. And I hope that you all find your freedom. And that's all I have to say about that, right? So if you guys want to catch me and learn more about my journey and what's going on with me, you can find me at Find a Maven. That's all my social handles and everything like that. And I'm just, again, happy and excited to share my story with you, share my message with you. Again, find me at findthemaven.com or allmaven.agency.